Hello everybody, this is Brandon with expeditiousfool.com, putting mindfulness in motion. And today I want to talk about probably the biggest problem in the world that a lot of people don't really realize how big it is. The spiritual ego trap. So how do you know if you're in one? How do you know if somebody you're talking to is in one? How do you choose a spiritual teacher, a spiritual leader, anything like that, or a spiritual group, a religion, a philosophy, anything like that, right? It's something that trips people up and has tripped people up for a long time. Reason being is across the religions is because the main practices that allowed people to originally come to those ideas, the deep understanding of those ideas, were taken out of most religions, and that's breath, meditation, yoga, setting yourself up in a certain way. However, those were removed. We're even talking the Abrahamic religions. So then a lot of people went to spirituality, just universal spirituality, right? Which is not bad. It's actually closer to the truth. And they do energy work and things like that, all again, closer to true understanding than the way a lot of other things are presented, because they do have practices. But what's the difference? So say you're in the spiritual community, doesn't matter which one. You're in a spiritual community, you're doing spiritual work yourself, solitary, either way. Here's the difference in whether you can know if you're caught in a spiritual ego trap. Are you fully surrendered to a higher power than yourself? Now that doesn't mean self-realization where you realize you're God and so is everyone else, because that's truth. But are you fully surrendered to a higher power than yourself? I don't care what that higher power is. You define it. Doesn't matter. Because truthfully, the source, God, goddess, etc., it doesn't matter what you call it. It just wants you to believe in it fully. And that's how you step into your life path. Your life path number, if you don't know it, check it out, because that is your authentic purpose and you will suffer until you do. And on top of that, if you are in the spiritual community and you still, or spiritual process, and you still have depression, anxiety, stress, that should be your clue, that should be your key, that you need to surrender fully to whatever higher power it is you feel. When you do this, that changes it. You then wear, like in the Christian Bible says, the armor of God then. You can't be shook, you can't be hurt, and you're not operating from ego, you're operating from grace at that point. Now, there's tons of practices that can get you closer to this. Find some. All right, everybody, stay mindful and have a great life on purpose.